Hello, it is November 1st and my Apple Watch just arrived. I actually ordered this on pre-order day, which is back in October, and it finally came, so we're gonna do an unboxing. I'm gonna take a union mandated break. Also ignore my band-aid here. I had a little bit of a fall and I actually cut my chin pretty bad. But regardless, I'm still fully capable of doing an unboxing, so let's do that. Okay, so this is the Apple Watch edition, but it's a new Series 7. Obviously very exciting. So this is the first time I've gone with material that is not aluminum, and it's mainly because of the colorway. I just didn't really like any of the other aluminum colorways. Ooh. So this is what the inside looks like. Normally it's a white background with lots of different colors. I'm not sure if so I got the space black version. I'm not sure if the regular titanium version comes in the same packaging, but this is cute and has the Apple Watch logo there. And then this is the strap. So I couldn't remember if I got the golden brown leather link or the saddle brown, but this is obviously golden brown. So whenever I saw it online, it looked a little bit orangey. Hopefully it's not orangey in real life, although that does look quite orange. So this is the 41 millimeter. I just feel like that is the one that best suits my wrist. Okay, so in here, I know that the edition watches actually come, or watch edition, actually come with an extra strap. So even though it's about $100 more than the stainless steel version, it does come with extra straps. So it comes with the silicone strap here. This, I don't remember what it's dark gray, I think. And then the other titanium version comes with like a light gray, but I thought that was nice. So there's that one on top of the one that I picked. Okay, this is the watch here. Let's see if we can just slide this out. Very nice. So this is what the space black looks like. It's very clean. It's not quite black, obviously. It's like a dark kind of graphite gray color. You know what? It's not bad. It definitely does look a little bit more orange than brown. Not bad. So I currently have a Series 4. This is the 40 millimeter. And I do quite like it. Okay, well this pairs. The only other thing in the box is the new charging cable, which charges it, I think, 30% faster, I think, or 50% faster. I can't remember what the percentage is. I have the new Series 7 watch set up, and I definitely can tell a difference in obviously the size of the screen. So even here with the lock screen, you can see that the numbers are a bit bigger on the Series 7. It's supposed to be, I don't remember what the percentage is of screen real estate that you get, but this is a 41 millimeters where this is a 40. And here I just have the same watch face, just so you can kind of see. It says the exact same information, but you can just see that this is a little bit larger. It's not so squished. This is also the same brightness and text size, so you can just see just how this one, the Series 7, just looks a little bit bigger. Noticeably, I wouldn't say it's, you know, hugely significant perhaps, but it definitely is noticeable. so I have the watch on. I am using this leather link band, but I'm not super happy with it. I just feel like it's definitely not as smooth to insert the strap into the watch as even like the silicone ones. I don't know, it's weird, and I'm not sure I love the color. I mean, I like it, but I was definitely probably should have gone with the saddle brown. I feel like that one's kind of more my colorway. This one did not look this orange in the promo pictures. It definitely looked a little bit more brown than orange, but we'll see. I'll wear it for a couple more days, and then if I decide to exchange it, I will. Okay, this is how the watches look on. So on the left, we have the Series 4, and then the right is the Series 7. This is the, I think, always on display on the Series 7 as opposed to the Series 4, which, as you just saw, disappears after it's been inactive for a little bit. So anyway, it's a bit too soon to do a review on the watch. My first impressions, though, is the screen is noticeable. I'm excited about the battery life because my current Apple Watch, it depends on the day, like what I'm doing, but if I'm at work and then I go do Pilates or go to the gym afterwards, so I'm doing a bit of the fitness tracking, and I'm taking a lot of messages, my battery usually, I have to actually charge it basically when I get home, which is around 5-ish, in order to last me like the rest of the evening. Otherwise, it usually ends up going into like low power mode, or like the low power state where it just shuts off, and then I have to charge it. And I always feel really naked without a watch on. But anyway, I will see you guys shortly for the review portion of this video. I'm using natural light again today, so that is the lighting situation. So if it goes in and out, I apologize for that. But it has now been about 6 weeks since I received, unboxed, and started using my Apple Watch Series 7. So I'm going to share my thoughts, what I like and what I don't like about the watch. I will address first that I did exchange the leather link strap for this Milanese loop. The reason I did that is because I just was not a huge fan of the golden leather color. It definitely was not as pictured. I thought it would be a little bit warmer, but it was a little bit more orange. And I am regretting not getting the saddle brown because I think that is the one that I probably would have kept. But apparently it's impossible to get. It's either discontinued, it hasn't been available in store, and I've been to 2 or 3 different stores now, and it just doesn't exist anymore. So if you managed to get that one, you're lucky, and I'm jealous. But I didn't really like any of the other colorways that they had, so I went with the Milanese loop, and this is in the graphite, which I think matches the titanium pretty well. I also find the Milanese loop to be quite comfortable, and so far I haven't had any issues with it snagging on any of my cashmere or kind of loose knit sweaters. Although the winter season is still young, so that might be something that I encounter going forward. I did really like the leather link strap, just on a side note, and I definitely would consider picking up a different colorway if one kind of catches my eye. Hopefully the lighting isn't too distracting. Normally I have the opposite problem where I have 0 light, and now I just have apparently too much light. Now, before I start talking about what I like and I don't like about the Series 7, I thought I would just do a quick little comparison of the different features between what I'm coming from, which is the Series 4, and now the Series 7. So first of all, there is a new sensor with the Series 7. I think they released it with the Series 5, but again, since I'm coming from the Series 4, it's new for me, and it is the blood oxygen, which is not really a metric that I am interested in tracking, but I guess, it's better to have it than to not have it. A new feature to me also is the always on display. My Series 4 did not have that. I think they started that with the Series 5. And it's just supposed to be a little bit brighter this year compared to even the Series 6, which is last year's model. The Series 7 also has this fast charge, which means it can charge 33% faster using the new USB-C chargers that come with this watch, which I actually really like because then I can charge it really quickly, in the evenings before I go to bed, and then I can actually wear the watch almost 24 hours a day.
This is the first year that I have gone with a fancier Apple Watch. I typically go for the basic Apple Watch, so just the aluminum version, but I didn't really like the colorways that came with the aluminum version this year. I usually go for a gold, and this year I was actually looking for a black one, but they don't have a black in the aluminum. They have a really, really dark navy, which they call midnight, which isn't quite black, it's a bit blue, and I just wanted like either a really nice gold or a black. So I actually sprung for the edition version of the Apple Watch this year because it was in a colorway that I liked. I've never been a huge fan of the stainless steel version. I just find it to be a tad too heavy. For reference, because I did pull the weights, the aluminum is actually 32 grams, the stainless steel is 42.3 grams, and the titanium is 37 grams. I've tried all three on my wrist, and I still find the stainless steel to be just noticeably heavier on the wrist for some reason. A 10-gram difference between the aluminum and the stainless steel doesn't actually seem like a lot, but when you're wearing it all day long and all night long, and I also prefer to have my watch band to be a little bit more snug on the wrist, it can actually be really uncomfortable after a while. I also am not a fan of how the stainless steel shows visible scratches on the casing, so that's why I upgraded to the titanium. The price difference between the aluminum and the titanium is quite significant. The titanium is pretty much double the price of the aluminum. It's only about $150 more than the stainless steel. But if it's any consolation with the edition watch, I mean, you do get cellular and you also get an extra watch band. So you actually get a silicone strap in addition to whatever watch band that you choose. So with that said, I'll talk about what I like about the Series 7. So I already mentioned the fast charging earlier, and I really have been loving the fast charging. It just allows me to be able to actually use my watch all day long. I also really like the larger screen. I didn't think I would really notice that much of a difference, but I actually do, and it's great. An Apple Watch is not something that I feel the need to change or upgrade very frequently. I mean, I used the Series 4 for about 3-ish years, and I absolutely loved it. The only reason I upgraded is because I found the battery to be lacking, and I also got tons of scratches on the screen. I also have been really enjoying the always on display. It's just really great to have a little bit of the screen visible so that I'm not always super noticeably looking at my wrist in order to figure out what time it is, because I have been in a meeting with other people who also have Apple Watches where they have to actually flip their wrist in order to see what the time is, and it's very nerve-wracking because when someone does that, it immediately makes you a bit self-conscious about what you're saying. Are you boring? Are you losing them? And I just try to avoid doing that at all costs. So it's really nice to just be able to discreetly look at the time. I love the fact that you have a little keyboard now when you're doing messages. I don't often, type messages out on my Apple Watch because it's still quite a small display, even though it's 20% larger than it used to be. But I have found the keyboard to be quite nice to just shoot off a quick little reply. And I always usually use the swipe feature, and it's quite accurate. Cellular is new to me, and I've been really enjoying it. All of my previous Apple Watches, I say that like I've had so many, but I've only had 2 previous Apple Watches. I've always opted for the basically cheapest Apple Watch. I never upgraded to a cellular model, but the Watch Edition happens to just come with cellular. There's no option. So I decided to enable it, and I've actually been really enjoying it. I rarely have my personal phone on me at work when I'm kind of going around the building because I have a work phone, so I'm not going to carry 2 phones around. So I've been really enjoying cellular because wherever I am in the building, even if I don't have my phone, I can still receive messages and technically phone calls, although it's pretty rare, on my watch, and I can still reply to it. I just like having that connectivity because Chloe's in daycare, and I want to make sure I can get all messages and emails and phone calls in case of an emergency. So let's talk about what I don't like about the Apple Watch, because there actually is not very many things I don't like about this. The only thing really is that even though this is the most, crack resistant screen that they've ever made, it's still very prone to scratches. It's really difficult to show you, but within the first 2 weeks of owning this watch, I actually already got scratches on the display. And it's just because I wear this watch all the time. It's pretty rare that I'm not wearing this watch, and I'm quite clumsy. So I hit it on furniture, on the corner of the desk when I'm getting up, door jams when I'm walking through a door. So it does see quite a beating from me just with everyday wear. And even though, again, it hasn't cracked and it's supposed to be very crack resistant, it still will get those scratches. So that's my only, I guess, dislike about it, especially since my refresh cycle for an Apple Watch is maybe 3 to 4 years, depending on, the quality of the watch. I'm always going to be clumsy. I'm always going to bang this watch on various surfaces. But yeah, that's really my only dislike, is that even though it is crack resistant, it's still very prone to scratches, which, like I said, is the main reason I upgraded from the Series 4, even though that was a great watch and I still loved using it. It just got to a point where I got too many scratches on the display. So now we move on to the most popular question I get asked, and that is the Apple Watch worth it? And for me, I would say yes. It definitely still has its flaws in the sense that it is still only a companion to your iPhone. So you can't just buy an Apple Watch and use it standalone. You need to buy it as part of the ecosystem because you have the phone. I will say, though, that it is a great companion to the phone. I still, again, love to use it to reply to quick messages. I love being able to get notifications, on my wrist and not always having my phone in my hand. I've also been really enjoying using the Apple Watch in conjunction with the Fitness Plus app, and you can only use the Fitness Plus app if you have an Apple Watch. And I think you have to have a Series 1 or newer in order to actually use the app. Another feature that I love about the Apple Watch, and it's not exclusive to the Series 7, but it's more of just, if you have the latest watch OS, it's that you can unlock your iPhone if you have your watch on. So my phone, I have a 12 Pro Max, and it has Face ID, obviously, which doesn't work if you have a mask on. But if I am wearing my watch and I try to unlock my phone with Face ID, it will actually unlock because it uses kind of the watch as the biometric. So things like that make having an Apple Watch a perfect companion to your iPhone. And I've always believed that ever since I got an Apple Watch. That's why I wear it almost every single day. And my husband actually just recently picked up an Apple Watch because I traded my Series 4 watch into Apple to get a bit of a credit. I got about, I think, like $105 back. It was not significant whatsoever. But before I sent that back, I actually let him use it for a couple of days, and he absolutely fell in love. So he was always a Fitbit person, and he was never interested in the Apple Watch. But after actually trying it, he basically fell in love with it, and he loves all the same features I just mentioned. And because he has the latest watch now too, we can actually use the walkie-talkie feature, which is really handy. I've never had anybody that I wanted to use the walkie-talkie feature with. It's a feature that was really popular when it first came out, but I don't feel like I hear too many people mentioning it now. It's just a really quick way to communicate, just quick, brief messages. It's not to have long conversations for, but it's just like a really quick and easy way to get something across. Anyway, he picked up the aluminum version in the midnight in the larger size, so the 45 millimeter. So I'll insert some clips here of just the quick brief comparison between the two sizes, because that's also another question I get, is why I chose the smaller size over the bigger size. And long story short, is because I have sort of smaller wrists, and I just feel like this size suits me the best. So for color reference, you might be able to tell a little bit of a difference here. So midnight does look very dark, but it is actually a really dark navy. It's not quite black. And then this titanium isn't super black. It does look a bit, well, like space gray, but it's pretty much as close to black as you can get, or the stainless steel one. So here is how they look on. Granted, this is on a bigger part of my wrist, but yeah, I just prefer the look of the smaller size. So this is how the 45 millimeter looks. Anyway, long story short is yes, I definitely think the Apple Watch is worth it if you are part of the Apple ecosystem. So it does not just make a great companion with your phone, but also with your MacBook. So I actually have the feature enabled also where if my watch is in close proximity, it will unlock my MacBook for me. I don't have to use Touch ID. And like I said, I really enjoy the connectivity, but there's some people who don't love that all the time. So if that's not you, then obviously an Apple Watch isn't for you. Although you could just turn all the notifications off and just use it as sort of like a fitness and health tracker. It's kind of up to you. That concludes my thoughts on the Apple Watch Series 7. I will link my previous video here, which was on the Series 4, in case you are interested in reliving the same thoughts I had back then. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, then please leave a comment below and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you are having a wonderful day and I will see you in my next video.